in high school when she had her own personal experience with relationship violence just 1 year after Yardley. Please welcome Maddy Brockert.
Thank you so much, Sharon. I'm truly honored to be standing before you today to share with you how relationship violence has profoundly changed my life. I first remember hearing about domestic violence during a brief school presentation while I was attending high school in my hometown of Bellevue. It resonated with me pretty quickly that I had seen this before. Though we had a conversation about abuse, we only scratched the surface. We never discussed how or why someone, especially as strong as I knew my mother or someone like Yardley Love, could end up in a relationship that diminished their inner strength and light rather than gave them more. During my high school years, my mother was dating someone that became increasingly emotionally abusive towards her. She would defend him by saying that although there were bad times, the good always outweighed the bad. 2 years into the relationship, when I looked at my mom, I saw a completely different person than who I had always known her to be. My mom was a loving, beautiful, intelligent, confident, humorous, loyal friend, amazing mom, and a dedicated sister and daughter. She was everything that a person would not think of when describing a victim of abuse. Somehow, over the course of their relationship, he slowly robbed her of who she was. He manipulated her. He destroyed her spirit and made her feel as if she was worthless. After my revelation that my mother was experiencing emotional abuse, and due to the growing concerns of others, I tried to confront my mom and explain to her how worried I had become. She promised me that this emotional abuse would never escalate to physical harm, as she promised that he would never lay a hand on her or anyone that she loved. I tried to confront my mom and explain to her how worried I had become, but it felt nearly impossible to get through. Last week, the nation celebrated Mother's Day by spending the day with the most important women in their lives. For me, it was a day to reminisce on the last time I ever saw my mom alive. On Mother's Day of 2011, we went to brunch as a family. As we parted, she hugged me, looked me in the eyes, and told me the words, "I love you," the last words I would ever hear her say. Then on May 24th of 2011, my dad unexpectedly arrived at my school. I can't even put into words the devastation I felt when he told me that while my mom was celebrating her 15th work anniversary in Hawaii with her work family, her boyfriend locked her in her hotel room and brutally beat her to death. At the age of 16, I was forced to face the harsh reality of how unforgiving and unrelenting relationship violence is. My mom was dead. I would never get to say goodbye or ever hear her say she loved me again. That single act forever changed my world. I had to accept that it was too late to help my mom, but I saw that I could help others with my story, and not only that, I needed to do something to help prevent this from happening to somebody else. While I was only in high school, I recognized that we were not having real conversations about the difference between unhealthy and healthy relationships in schools or in our communities. And if we were not giving young people the right tools to talk about it and address it. And we were certainly not empowering youth, or anyone for that matter, to take action on the topic. My response to my mom's tragedy was to take action. I truly didn't understand why or how this could happen to my mom, so I did everything I could to learn about abusive relationships on my own and who it impacted. I needed to understand everything about domestic violence. I then began to educate young people here in Seattle about the warning signs of unhealthy relationships and how they can help both themselves and others. I educated 3,000 students alone with my work my senior year of high school.
Woo.
Shortly after I moved to California for college, during my senior year at the University of California, Santa Barbara, serendipity stepped in and I was introduced to the One Love Foundation. I learned about their work and brought their escalation workshop to my peers. Since moving back to Seattle last summer, I've been helping One Love here on the ground to continue to work with young people. I've been able to see firsthand the need for an organization specifically like One Love that has groundbreaking content in the Teen Ambassador program. I believe wholeheartedly that we need to educate younger generations because Yardley and my mom did not receive that education. And I believe that Yardley and my mom are orchestrating all of this together and are truly here with us tonight. Relationship violence impacts all of us, directly or indirectly. The work that One Love is doing makes me believe with deeper conviction that it is the job of every single person to help shift societal norms about this issue. It's my job and it's yours. The desire of young people and adults alike through Washington to want to make a difference when it comes to the topic of relationship abuse is here. It's now. You heard it from the team ambassadors yourselves. Their enthusiasm and drive are contagious, and we need to continue to feel One Love's mission here in Seattle. We share our stories together to make sure that nobody else has to go through the heartache of losing who they love the most. It's not too late for you to help save hundreds of lives. You can make a difference. Thank you.